joins up coastal and inland as we progress, won't it?
Yeah.
Thank you very much, John, for your presentation. I
Welcome.
hope it's been useful so far to everybody to get a feel of some of the infrastructure projects that are going on across energy, across transport, across manufacturing, across construction. I hope you're getting a feel now of all the rapid transformation that's happening and about to happen. I'm going to introduce another person up onto the stage, which is Richard Sheehan, who is the CEO of Shropshire Chamber. Apologies for putting you down as MD. That's my mistake, Richard. I'm just going to hand over to you. He's got no slides, so you can just talk. Thank you very much, Richard.
Thank you, Vicky. And no slides from me. I feel quite humble being in such esteemed company this morning. I think I have learned far more this morning than I've learned in this field before, and actually feel that I probably can't add too much. So I'm going to focus very much on the locality of Shropshire, and in particular, the makeup of the business community and some of the challenges that we probably currently face in this world of carbon reduction. I think Joe very early on summed something up around of education, not only the education of the educators, but clearly there is a huge education piece around the business community as a whole. It's difficult to raise awareness of net zero and, dare I say, a level of interest that we should have there. Primarily, our business community is made up of 90% of businesses that are 10 employees and less. Most of those, over the last 12 months at least, have been focusing on survival and ensuring that they can pay the bills and be part of the business community going forward. And when you speak to them, they immediately see that any form of carbon reduction activity is likely to cost them money that they either don't have or will need to secure some additional funding, which they're already, many of them, indebted to a level that they don't feel comfortable with because of the many other loan schemes. So I'm sorry that sounds quite negative, but they absolutely also understand they have a part to play in this. Our big employers, they have the resource, they have the people within the organisations, but the smaller ones, as I say, and it is 90% of our business community, that individual who's leading that company quite often is hands-on in the business every day and quite often fighting for survival. It is clear that there is work that we as a Chamber of Commerce can and need to do around the education piece, albeit not to the level that many of my esteemed partners on this particular workshop today have been able to articulate. But they need to understand very much that when bidding for tenders in the future, when dealing with planning applications in the future, and indeed something which we are very mindful of already and we are getting reports of, the recruitment challenges that people face. There is a shortage of very skilled individuals out there, there is no question, in whatever field and whatever sector that you're in. The one thing that's coming through very clearly, particularly within the younger fraternity, is they are very keen to understand what a business has in mind in terms of environmental and carbon reduction policies. It is important and it is affecting their decisions as to who they will work for. They're being able to make choices. And this is an education piece that we have to, as a business representation body, have to get out there, because it's very clear that people don't actually understand that quite often yet. As far as the business community is concerned, education, that crops up again in terms of understanding what skills they are going to need in the future. And again, I'm referring very much to our very small business community, the micro businesses. A lot of them don't actually really understand what sort of skills they're going to need for the next 12 months, let alone the next 2, 3 and 5 years. They're not clear on what's going to be needed. They don't understand the direction of travel of their sector and consequently the skills around it, particularly when it comes to ship moving into production and manufacturing of let's call green products. Also the design and the diversification. There is a whole skill set shortage within our smaller businesses to assist them to move into this world that we've seen already very clearly articulated is a massive opportunity, and something that the Shropshire business community can ill afford not to take part in. As a chamber, we've been working on a number of different initiatives for some time, an energy efficiency program for over 3 years, getting businesses to have reviews of their energy consumption, recommendations, and indeed some grant support to make some real significant changes. And we continue to do that. Our 1835 group, which we introduced 18 months ago, whilst they haven't physically met for some time, have a brief around the climate agenda, and indeed that there's a real interest there, and the chamber is keen to drive that activity and the engagement that requires. And I think at this moment in time, a key part is the Shropshire Chamber of Commerce is the lead partner for the local skills improvement plan for the Marches area, and it's very clear from today in particular to me, not only will we have to perform the duties of that requirement in terms of skills planning, but there is an opportunity through that to provide a conduit of education down to businesses to get them to understand, because many of them don't understand what it is they're going to need either to do or be part of in the future. And I think I've learned a lot today, and I'm looking forward to sharing some of that and learning more from people who are better placed in this sector than I will probably ever be. But I think our role in that skills improvement planning, as and when it happens, because there are a number of different phases, is a massive opportunity for us to embrace this particular issue in a very different way. And we look forward to being a part of it.
Thank you, Richard. And just to highlight the fact that the chambers will be, playing a more leading role in the future as per the Plan for Jobs white paper. So we look forward to working with you more and more. And Richard has joined the crest of Industry Advisory Board. So just to say, he's been proactive in, tackling this agenda as well as CEO of Shropshire Chamber. And Corinne Brown is our next person I just want to introduce quickly, because I've been trying to make sure we've got all the stakeholders here. So Corinne is the Business Development Manager at Shrewsbury Colleges Group, and but is